Hey everybody, it's Gamer Grampz here. Today we are kicking off a brand new playthrough. We are doing a religious-based science game with the Greeks here. We do things a little bit differently at this channel where we take things slow and we go through step by step so that new players can follow along. Even though we're on Deity Difficulty, they can then take the strategies and the tips that they see here and bring it back to your own game on whatever difficulty level you happen to play at, and they'll be that much stronger and help you win that much faster. So if that sounds like it's something that would help you out, or you just be interested in watching a religious science game, then definitely stick around. If you want to get good at Civ 6, subscribe and hit the bell to keep up with this channel. Alright, so first things first here, we're going to be going with Pericles of the Greeks, as I already mentioned. We're playing on a Pangaea map, standard size, standard everything else. I did decide to go ahead and bump the city-states up to 15 just to give us a little bit of variety, and hopefully it'll leave us with a decent mix that don't just get killed off. It is on Deity Difficulty, so they do start with city walls, which at least helps them survive for a little bit longer, but as I'm sure a lot of you who play on Deity know by now, that doesn't always do the trick. So that's a little bit of a tweak we're doing. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and put on New World Age because we want more hills, and we're going to also put on wet rainfall. Other than that, everything is staying the same, so we will go ahead and start it. Now, I am going to do a quick overview of the Greeks. I'm going to do a quick overview of the religious science strategy and everything coming up here. However, if you do want to just skip past that, check the comment section. I'll have a comment pinned at the very top where you can just jump straight to the beginning of the game and go from there. But anyways, with that being said, let's just get into this here. All right, so we're going to give a brief overview of the Greeks here, and then we'll dip into the actual overview of the strategy. So basically, they have Surrounded by Glory, which is definitely a very, very powerful ability. You get plus 5% culture per city-state that you're the suzerain of. That is very huge. So we will definitely be doing a religion that's going to help us boost our culture as well, and we're going to do our best to take full advantage of this. Continuing on here, we also have Plato's Republic, one extra wildcard policy slot in any government. So I can't stress enough how big that is. Like, the flexibility that it's going to give us in the early game is unbelievable. I mean, you could be able to slot in both discipline and survey at the same time, or go with God King, or better yet, you could go with God King and urban planning and then discipline to deal with the Barbarian. So it just opens up so much flexibility, and that's throughout the entire game too. So it obviously is going to be the most powerful at the very beginning of the game. However, once we unlock some better policy cards too, it definitely doesn't lose a lot of its value. It's going to be pretty strong throughout the entire thing. Other than that, they have a unique unit, which basically we're only going to use for era score for the most part, I would assume, because we're trying to play a peaceful religious science game here. They do have a unique theater district, the Acropolis. So there's a couple changes that this brings in. One, it has to be built on a hill, which definitely makes it interesting as far as planning your cities go. It definitely changes things up a little bit. Other than that, it actually gives you, it awards you a free envoy with every one you complete. So every time we build one of these, we get another envoy to use for a city-state of our choosing. So that's actually really, really nice, and will obviously, it goes hand in hand with their Surrounded by Glory policy. Yeah, so other than that though, we'll get into the specifics of everything once we actually get into the game here. I'm trying to keep this brief so I don't chew your ear off and we can just start playing our game. Other than that, the strategy itself. All right, so this strategy, basically, I have spent about between 30 and 40 hours now watching a Chinese player play this game. I'll have a link to his, if you want to go watch him play the game, because he's way better. He actually won in 161 turns in Gathering Storm on Deity Difficulty using Japan to do his playthrough. But I've spent literally between 30 and 40 hours watching him play and sitting there taking notes on what he did. Like, he doesn't speak a word of English in the videos. It's all Chinese, right? So obviously I don't understand a lick of it. So I would have him up on one screen, and on my second monitor I'd have my Civilization 6 open, because all of the text in his Civilization game is in Chinese as well. So I have a lot of the early stuff memorized in the game, but once you start getting to the mid and late games, I don't have all the technologies and everything memorized by sight, right? So I'd like go back and forth and like compare the two, and then I took a bunch of notes. Quick interruption here while I'm editing this. A lot of people actually in my previous religious science playthrough asked me for the notes that I took, so now that I've actually revamped them, I have like 3 or 4 pages of notes. If you are interested in getting your hands on those, I'm happy to send them to you. Just come to the About channel here. You can find my email address and then shoot me off an email, and I'll happily send you the Word document if you want to peruse that yourself to help you learn it quicker, if you don't want to deal with me playing through the game here and watching along. Anyway, back to the video here. This is just me editing. So basically, I've played through, I've done a religious science game about 4 times now I've tried it. The first one I did with Japan as well, and then I did that for the second one, and then I tried another one with Russia, and I was successful in all of them. The best time I have gotten, though, is turn 202, so I'm really hoping that this is going to be the one to... I've refined the strategy now, I've practiced it a lot, I've taken more notes, and I'm pretty sure, I'm confident that I'll be able to get under 200 turns now. I think I know the ins and outs of it good enough. So basically, the gist of it is we're going to be getting a religion, and we're going to be using that religion early on in order to power our economy, because we're going to be going towards golden ages. We're going to be trying to get back to back golden ages. Essentially, what we want to do is we want to string along our golden ages starting in the classical era, and we want to stay in a golden age until the Renaissance era ends. Now, the reason behind this is that we can choose the monumentality golden age dedication, and that allows us to buy civilian units with faith, as well as giving us a 30% discount on both on both settlers and builders with both gold and faith. So it really allows us to turn that faith into builders and extra cities and really get out our empire very quickly, which allows us to chop a bunch of buildings out quickly, get a bunch of wonders, and so that is what we're going to do. And then essentially after that, we just build up our faith, and we're going to use our faith to buy our spaceport city on the turn that we discover democracy, or as damn close to that as we can get, depending on how the timing works out. But yeah, it's a very interesting spin on a science victory, and it's a very fun way to play as well. I would highly suggest that you, if you watch this and you enjoy it, that you try it for yourself. It is super fun, and it's definitely a different spin on science games, which I do enjoy to begin with, don't get me wrong. However, there's quite a lot of differences between the two of them, because in normal science games you rely so heavily on commercial hubs and harbors and traders in order to get your builders and fund your economy that way, whereas with this it's completely flip-flopped, and we get less of those, and we use faith to fund our economy for the early and mid game, and then we do rely on gold in the later stages of the game. But anyway, so as far as the early stages here go, what we're going to be doing is opening up with 2 scouts, because we want to do our very, very best in order to get a golden age. So I would always suggest that you open up scout settler here with this build, but again, we'll get into that more once we actually play the game. So without any further ado, I'm going to stop rambling and let's just play this fucking game, right? Hey, so I'm jumping in here for a quick second. This is, I've actually won the game now. I'm editing, the series is done, so I'm editing the first episode here, and I realized that I screwed up. So I had to turn the volume off of the music when I was recording the intro to the game, because for some stupid reason, all the music in the game is A-okay, except for the loading screen, and whoever the artist is who does the loading screen music, they file copyright strikes against you if you have the loading screen music in any of your videos. So I had to mute it for that, but then I just didn't realize that when we started the game, and I completely forgot. So this first episode here has no music in it, and so that's why I'm gonna have to splice in some random crap or whatever, free stuff from YouTube. However, starting in episode 2, it'll be normal Civ music again. I just thought I'd mention that because it bugs me as I'm editing this. It bugs me not being able to have Civ music while I'm watching me play the game. So I thought I'd give you the heads up, just so yeah, there we go. Anyways, enjoy. It really is a fucking fun game, and I'm not gonna give away what turn we went on yet, but needless to say, I'm happy. So it couldn't have been too bad, right? Anyways, enough rambling. I'm gonna shut up now. Okay, so not what we'd like to see necessarily. However, it's not the end of the world, because we can still get, I can see a reef over here, so we can get a +2 campus where this stone is. But as far as the holy sites go, it definitely, it goes a long way towards helping you go faster if you can obviously have mountain ranges and stuff like that. However, it's not necessary to win the game. It just helps speed you along, because essentially you can still build a shitty holy site with a very shitty adjacency, and we just can't take advantage of the scripture policy card as much, but we still can get 100% full value out of the simultaneum policy card, which gives you up to 100% extra faith from your faith buildings, because obviously the adjacency of the holy site has nothing to do with how much faith your shrines and your temples and all that stuff is producing, right? So it's not the end of the world that we didn't get the most ideal start here. So However, considering we'll have the +2, we'll have the +2 campus there because of the reef. We'll also want to get, I guess, our holy site probably right here, because that way, at least temporarily, we'll have a +1 bonus. Or no, I changed my mind, because we'll want to put the holy site here so that we can put a commercial hub here eventually, and that way the commercial hub will at least get +2 adjacency. Oh, well, never mind then. Scratch all that. Just forget that. Let's throw that out the window. I just noticed culture. There's two things that there's no coffee on this, so this definitely means, yeah. And see, there you go. You can see horn. I was gonna say it definitely means that that's a natural wonder there for sure. So we'll go ahead and scratch this off our to-do list, and that will be to be determined. Let's go ahead and see. So we had Matterhorn, which is a small natural wonder. It's only a 1-tile wonder. However, if we manage to do things right, depending on how much room there is over here of the coast, we might be able to fit up to 3 cities. Well, I mean, theoretically 4, but not fucking likely. Like, most realistically, 3 cities around this for 3 different holy sites, because each one of these tiles will give +2. Each one of the adjacent tiles to the Matterhorn will give +2 culture. So hopefully we can fit that in there. And then in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're definitely going to turn to settle, and we'll settle on the wheat here. And then that way we can start working the extra culture immediately on turn 2. I was not turn 1, but we can work that extra culture tile immediately the first turn we settle our city. And that's going to give us a huge boost, because you got to think about it, right? Like, +1 culture, it doesn't seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things. However, this early in the game, that's pretty freaking big, because when we settle our city, we're only going to be making +1 culture to begin with. So this is literally like doubling our culture output on the first turn we settle our city. So that's definitely going to make a huge difference as far as us, like, really being able to power through these early civics and get where we want to get going. In the meantime, with our warrior, we'll definitely head over and get alpine training. So now we can move on hills as if they don't exist, which is very nice. Meanwhile, let's take a look for fresh water here. Okay, so we're settling here. 1, 2. Okay, so we can settle the dyes depending on what the situation is over there. That's definitely a possibility, because then we could look to put a holy site in here, because that would be a +3 holy site. It would get 1 from the mountain and 1 from Matterhorn. So, I mean, this isn't perfect. It doesn't look like we have a lot of mountains to play with. I mean, it's hard to tell at this point, I guess, but at least here we'll have 3 cities that we can get at least +2 or +3, if not more, adjacency to the holy sites, which will allow us to actually use that scripture card and not have to wait until simultaneum, which is a little bit further down the line in the civic tree. Anyway, let's go ahead and pop this down here. All right. So, oh, nice. We don't have to do any hard work to get a holy site going here, because we don't need to get mining or anything. We can just immediately place one straight down on the hill, since there's nothing in our way. Sometimes, depending on your start locations, you have to get mining first in order to be able to chop a spot for your holy site, which kind of slows you down. But it is, even on Deity difficulty level, I promise you, if you have to get mining first, like 99.9% of the time, you can still get a religion. If that's the case, if you do have to prolong dropping your first holy site, you definitely want to always be paying attention to the cities, to the AI's great person points and how quickly they're progressing towards their religion. And then if you need to, what you would do in that situation would be, as soon as you get your holy site, you would start, sorry, we're in quarantine here. My daughter just got home finally, and so my mom ended up just dropped me off a little bit of extra food, because one of my dogs got into the fridge. He's too smart for his own good, and ate a whole bunch of groceries But anyways, let's get back to it here. So where was that? Oh yeah, so if you ended up, if you can't place your holy site right away and it's going to be postponed, then as soon as you get it, you want to start running holy site prayers in order to really boost the amount of time it takes for you to get your religion going. In the meantime, though, we are going to go immediately for astrology, and we are going to plan to put our holy site here for this city. So now what we want to do too is think about, so generally speaking, whenever I'm doing this strategy, in my capital city, I want to get the Oracle and I want to get the government plaza. Like that, my second district immediately, as soon as my population hits 4, is going to be my government plaza, because we want to get the ancestral hall up and running as quickly as we can, so that we can get builders with every settler with every city we drop. We're going to get builders. So let's get a plan together here. I'm going to think about this for a minute. I'll do it off screen so you don't have to like sit through me like figuring this out, but then I'll explain it when we come back, and I'll go through the thought process of how I figured this shit out. All right, so this is what I've come up with so far. All right, so for now, I went ahead and dropped the campus pin here, because remember, that's going to be a +2 campus automatically, even if we don't have a district beside it because of the reef off the coast. So we'll tentatively put that there for now. You never know, though. We might have a better location in here. We'll have to figure that out as we scout. In the meantime, so this is tentatively that one holy site here, and then I have another one plopped down there. If we can get a third city in here, that would be great. But then, so this is the plan I came up with for our city here. So we're going to plan to put our government plaza here, which is then going to turn, this is going to be, it's going to be a +2 Acropolis for the Wonder, and then it's going to be +3, +4, and I do believe +5, because I think it gets +2 for, I'm not 100% sure. It's either going to be a +4 or a +5 Acropolis when it's all said and done. But we'll figure that out, because I'm used to normal theater squares, and it would be a +4 theater square. However, I'm not 100% sure, because I think the Acropolis gets an extra adjacency, but we'll figure that out. Anyways, it'll be a good Acropolis. And then what we'll do is, here in this city, their holy site will go here, and then eventually we'll get their theater square over there, or well, their theater square, sorry, their whatchamacallit, their Acropolis right there, and then this will be basically the exact same thing over there. Actually, I'm pretty sure it gets +1 for being next to there, so I think that's +2, +3, +4, +5. It might even be +6. I'm not, yeah. So I think this is going to be +5, and that would be +6, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. We've talked enough about this. Let's just keep rocking and rolling here. All right, so meanwhile, we got our city. We're going to immediately go into a scout. So I always suggest, when you're doing any game where you're going for a religion and you're going to have a faith income, always open up double scout. Always, 100% always, because it just gives you such a higher, having the double scouts gives you that much better of a chance in order to guarantee your golden age going into the classical era, because you have 2 scouts to spread out. They can you can use survey to help get them promotions real quick. We're actually going to get crazy promoted scouts because we have Matterhorn here. We'll basically, as soon as our scouts get 1 promotion, it would be the equivalent of a normal scout without the Matterhorn having 2 promotions, because we'll be able to, yeah, we'll deal with that when it comes. Anyways, open up with double scout, because it allows you, it far better increases your chances of getting that golden age in the classical era, which is essential to this. It's not, I mean, if you don't get it, don't restart your game unless you like want to or something like that. You can definitely make do with not getting a golden age. It just really slows down how fast you can win. And so that's why opening up with the 2 scouts is so important, because it just gives you that much more chance to really rack up your era score quicker. All right, so in the meantime, let's just continue on here. Now, I always normally suggest that I just want to see if there is room down here. Okay, so there's a fresh... I guess we'll go ahead and pin here. This is going to hurt me to do it. But let's put that there for now. And we'll see... Excuse me. We'll see... with our scout, we'll come down here and get the Matterhorn bonus here. And then we'll see what the terrain is here. Because maybe we can fit... wait, 1, 2, 3. Maybe we could fit our city either here or here. But at least we know worst case scenario, if we have to, we can settle on the bananas. And we'll have fresh water and be able to get that holy site online real quick. Alright, in the meantime, what I was going to say is I normally always recommend that you prioritize growth in your cities. Like, especially in the early game, it's really important. But just in general, as a rule of thumb, growth until you get at least a minimum of 2 or 3 production, in my opinion, is really good. Or sorry, 2 or 3 population, not production, is a really good idea. However, here the boost we're getting from working this tile and the extra culture is huge in the early game. So what I'm going to do is we're going to wait until we produce our scout in 4 turns, and then I will switch and manually make them prioritize food so we grow quicker, and they'll work the 2-2 until the population grows. Alright, in the meantime, let's keep exploring to the west. Ooh, okay, so we might have another location in here. Yeah, volcano. Hey everybody, Gamer Grampz here. I'm quickly interrupting just to say that if you're enjoying the video, please do me a favor and leave a like on it if you haven't already. It does really go a long way towards helping the channel get discovered. And clearly, you know it by now, I'm special. I need all the help I can get, right? Depending on what that's like, we could also consider settling here. If we didn't want to settle the dyes, we might be able to settle here. But let's just keep exploring the river. We'll see what we see. At least we have quite a few mountains. It's not an epic mountain range, but it's getting better and better, it's looking like. So we'll be able to get a good solid start to our faith game. Now, generally speaking, with this strategy, you want to build at least 5 to 8 holy sites in your first 10 cities. As quickly as you can, obviously. That should go without saying, because we really want to ramp up our faith increase, or our faith income, in order to take advantage of our ability to be able to buy builders with faith and buy settlers with faith. So let's keep going here. Guess we'll just follow the shit. We don't have the money to freaking buy the delegation with them. Sure, let's see where he is. Oh, he's pretty close to us, too. Oh, never mind. I didn't think we had that much money. Okay, cool. So that actually timed out fairly well. I guess we would have been okay if we met him the turn before, too. So you always want to send your delegation to them immediately the first turn, because they can't deny it. And you immediately get a positive +3 towards your relationship. So I'm on Deity Difficulty. If you're not playing on Deity Difficulty, you won't have this -6 first impression, most likely. -6, believe it or not, is pretty good on Deity, because if you get -7 or -8, you're basically like fucked and going to war, like pretty much guaranteed. Anyway, let's just keep going here and see what we can see. Ooh, okay, nice. So we got the goodie hut. I do want to get one more look around here. If we move here on the forest, we'll get a better idea of what's around here. But then I want to peel back and come back to our mountain range over here, because I want to see what's up in this area, and so we can figure out our city. Because basically now, having discovered him, he kind of changed things. With our scout, we're going to come and prioritize scouting down here, because I want to block... I'm fucking reaching with my hand as if you can see it and it's not cut off. I want to block, I want to forward settle him and block him off here, so that we can get as many cities as we can down as quickly as we can. So I want to find the best locations in here, and then we can settle these other ones later. Like, it's not that big of an issue. Like, yeah. But anyway, so I want to take one more peek around here, and we'll be able to body block their warrior. They won't be able to reach this. Oh, nice. Oh, Mohendaro. All right, so it's a double bonus. So we got, you can see here, we got the first meat. So that's an extra +2 culture on top of the culture that we were already getting. So that's awesome. But what I'm more excited about is actually Mohendero's suzerain bonus itself is, and what's their thing? The quests. Send a trade route. Okay, nice and easy too. They're super close. So we'll definitely want to come up here immediately, so that as soon as we want to get a trader up and running as quickly as we can, not only to get the envoy towards them, but also we want to run it early so that it expires early, and then we can use it to for a better purpose other than earning us an envoy, and we can send it where we prefer it. In the meantime, what I was trying to explain here is that their suzerain bonus here is your cities have full housing from water as if they were all next to a river. So as long as we become suzerains of Mohendero and maintain our suzerainship throughout the game, we can settle wherever the fuck we want, like literally anywhere, and we have as if we're settled next to a river. So that completely opens up the game and changes things totally here. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this one. We're gonna get rid of this and get rid of this and this, because now we can settle right here and it's as if we were on a river, and that way we can immediately start working the 3-2 tile and then grow into the 2-2 tile and the other 2-2 tile there as well. So that will definitely be a location we'll want to grab. And then as we come up here, maybe we can tuck another city in here somewhere. Again, I'm putting the settler lens on, not for fresh water, but just for actual city, like this, the city limits here, because it doesn't matter. I could settle right here if I wanted to, and it doesn't matter. Okay, so anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so obviously we're not going to settle on a fucking and ruin the forest, but we could definitely settle this marsh right here. All right, so that's tentative for later. We'll deal with it. In the meantime, like I said, I would definitely just like to get a better idea of what land they are dealing with, because it might even be, we might be better off settling west instead of settling south like I'm thinking of. But see, there's not a lot of production, and that's why I want to come over here and look, because we want to stake our claim on the mountain range, right? So this will probably be our first city, and that'll secure us this whole area, and then they're obviously not going to like get in there before we do. So yeah, I think that'd be the best option. And even over here, there's not really much production at all. So yeah, we are definitely going to want to scout this out with our first scout, which he happens to be ready now. So let's go to Athens. We're going to start our second scout immediately, and we're going to put them on food focused just for now. And that way it's going to force them to work the 2-2 tile, and we want to get our population up so that our production level increases faster. All right, so now in the meantime, like we said with our scout friend here, we're going to pop him over here to get alpine training. It does give us a better idea of what's around here as well. So now let's go ahead and grab the goodie hut next turn. All right. Okay, so yeah, let's definitely head down south to the Americans here and see what we can see. Okay, so there's another mountain. This is actually not bad at all. It would be better than us going over here, because this spot right here would be a +2 campus by itself. So just like that was going to be a +2 campus because of the reef there, this will be a +2 campus automatically because of the mountains. It'll be a +3 campus because of the rainforests until we chop them. Like, we will eventually chop them, but to begin with, it would have +3 adjacency. But then once we chop these, we can get other districts in there, like commercial hubs or whatever, depending on how things work out. And then this will become a +3 adjacency campus even without the rainforests once they're chopped and we replace them with districts. So I think that will be a good spot for that. If you've learned a lot from my videos, consider supporting the channel by becoming a member. There's 3 different choices that you can choose from, all for different prices. But for as little as $5 a month, you can help to make this channel successful and ensure that we continue to put out videos that you enjoy. Yeah. All right. We get Code of Laws next turn, so that's going to be really good for us because we're Greece too. As I mentioned, we get that extra wildcard policy, see right here. And so it's great all game, don't get me wrong. Like, it's fucking amazing in general, but it's really powerful in the early game because it gives us so much flexibility with this. Alright, so normally if I'm playing a normal religious game, I always suggest that you don't go God King, because I suggest you go urban planning, because I think the production is more valuable than the extra faith, because we're going to be getting a holy site online soon, so like we'll get our Pantheon anyway. However, this religious science is a little bit different. It's way more important that we get our cities up as quickly as we can, and in order to do that, we're going to be taking a settler Pantheon. And so we want to get there as fast as we can. So it's worth slotting in the God King, at least until we hit like early Empire. And then once we're going to be stuck in a civic for a long time, we'll put in urban planning to make sure we're not wasting it. Because by that time, our holy site would be getting closer to being built anyway. But anyway, meanwhile here now, because we are playing with Greece, we get to slot in both survey and discipline. And so this is going to really actually work well in our favor, because not only are we going to have the advantage of clearing out barb camps with our warrior, right? However, this is going to allow us to use our scouts to get that extra promotion. Remember when I was like, oh, we only need 1 promotion, and it's like our scout is a double promoted? The extra discipline and survey is going to allow us to frickin' come here and now look at, we're going to farm this little barbarian scout for experience. So we're going to, instead of the 4 experience we would normally get for attacking him, we're going to get 8, and plus it won't damage us very much because we have discipline slotted in at the same time. Like normally if you were playing somebody else, you wouldn't be able to do this until you were at least at political philosophy if you wanted to, but because of Greece's extra wildcard slot, look at plus 8 experience, and we're frickin' barely damaged. We damaged him more than we're damaged. Alright, meanwhile now we are going immediately to foreign trade. Like I already said, we want to get as many cities up as quickly as possible, so I want a beeline for early Empire. And our extra culture there is going to be really nice to that effect too. Alright, so let's definitely go across the river here. We'll just head back and we'll see what's around Mohendero and head our way back towards here, because I mean it's still going to be a while before we get the settler up anyway, and we already decided that we're not going to rush this city, so I want to keep our warrior close, and we do want to find out what's over there, but it's not as important now that we know we're not settling there, since we found that the Washington's down there, and it definitely changed our plans. Alright, so they didn't even move. Even better. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna hit him again, and we're gonna get our promotion. Look at that. Look how fast that was. And so now this scout, he already has, because of Matterhorn, it's as if he already has the Alpine training, and now we're gonna promote him, and he'll be able to move through jungle and forest as if that's not there either. So basically from now on, the only thing that's gonna slow him down from exploring is rivers. That's it. So that is freaking cool. Alright, meanwhile here, let's head up to the north. Alright, so it looks like we're sitting at the very top of our Pangaea. It doesn't hurt to follow the coastline. We might be able to get a city in here later. Again, I'm putting the settler lens on, not because freshwater matters, but because of the I want to be able to see the red tiles here to know where their city limits are, instead of being like 1, 2, 3 and just doing it manually. It's easier to see. But anyway, so now that I'm like, oh, it's easier this way, I still have to count 4 tiles from our planned city here. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we would look to settle right here. All right. Meanwhile, we are good to go to get this guy a promotion, so let's go ahead and grab that now. Oh, sorry about that. I have a dry cough started up the last few days. It's bugging me. Oh, and I know what you're thinking. It's the whole C word. Yeah, I've been thinking it too. It's so silly how the littlest things you wouldn't normally ever think twice about in the current world, in the current situation we're living in, your mind automatically goes to like the worst case scenario. Alright, so anyways, here we are not going to attack that scout at all. The reason being is that they've changed it. So now you only get good experience from barbarians before you get your first promotion. Once you get your first promotion, and this goes with any unit, like any of your military units, anything at all like that. Once you get your first promotion, you only get 1 experience per attack on a barbarian. So if we were to attack that scout, we would kill it easily, don't get me wrong, but we would only get 2 experience because, remember, we have that policy card in that we get double experience for our scouts. But either way, 2 experience isn't worth it. We are going to go on our merry way and head down south immediately and see what there is to see. So again, I don't care about fresh water at all. I care about this. However, settling on this marsh would allow us to get a holy site here easily, but hopefully there's a better location. It's not too bad if in your second city you have to build a builder first and chop a spot for your holy site. It's more important to get your holy site down as quickly as you can in your capital. But ideally, if you have to get a builder in your second city, your third city, you want to be able to immediately start work on your holy site as soon as you found the city. So try and keep that in mind when you're planning your stuff out. Obviously, it all depends on the world. But again, like I said before, if you don't have mountains and stuff like that, it's not necessarily the end of the world. And remember that, like, you'll probably see me doing it during this game, where I'll just end up settling, or I'll just start building a holy site that's going to have 0 adjacency at first, just to get the holy site itself, and start getting the faith buildings. Alright, so in the meantime, we got 1 more turn until our scout is finished there. Let's peel around the coastline and head back towards us like we were talking about there. Fuck, there's another I didn't even notice that. There's another barbarian scout here, so we got 2 camps near us. Oh my god, I'm fucking starting to have deja vu from the Sweden game. I don't know if you've just stumbled across my channel. If you're new here, the last playthrough before this one was 191 turn culture win with Sweden, and we would have been able to win a lot faster, like probably between 160 and 180, had it not been for these 2 frickin' horse barbarian camps that just kept shitting units all over us. So I'm kind of having flashbacks here. Hopefully we can get this under control. Because again, it's not, having barbarian camps spawn around you isn't as fun as it used to be. It used to be good experience in the early game, but now that you can only get 1 promotion on every unit, it's so fucking stupid, in my opinion, that, like, I'm not a fan of that nerf at all. Okay, but meanwhile, we have completed our second scout. We're going to immediately go ahead and buy that tile there, and now we are going to take ourselves off of food production, or off of food priority, because we have that second population, and I'm more concerned with getting our settler out quicker than I am with them growing to the third population, if that makes sense. In the meantime, let's go here and get our Alpine training, and then we will hopefully be able to attack one of the 2 scouts and start getting our scout his promotion. That one. Ooh, fucking volcanoes, jeez. Alright, so again, we're not attacking for the reasons we already talked about. All right, we did not get a first meet, but it is Valletta. All right, so that is cool. They are a very nice city-state to have in the game, because if you're the suzerain of Valletta, you get to buy your walls with faith, and hey, guess what? We're gonna have faith to spare. So it's not a huge priority to get them as a suzerain, because I'm sure there's gonna be more interesting city-states. Well, obviously, like Mohendaro, we're gonna prioritize, but I'm sure there'll be other ones, with any luck anyway, that we want to place before them. However, it would be nice if we could get the first envoy there pretty quickly. So let's take a look and see what they're constructing. Encampment. Shit. So much for that. And see, it's even worse with Teddy here. If it wasn't for Teddy, what I would do is I would declare war on Valletta right now, and it would get rid of their quest, and then in 10 turns you can make peace, and then in the classical age we would have a new quest that we could try to get a free envoy with them. However, Teddy's agenda here is he gets pissed if you start war against a city-state or a civilization based on his continent, and we're sharing a continent, so we gotta behave ourselves if we don't want to get into a war with Teddy, which means, unfortunately, we're gonna have to get any envoys in Valletta the hard way, because we won't be building an encampment for a long time. Like, we will be, but, it's gonna be, like, probably 2 or 3 eras from now before we get our first one. Meanwhile, let's follow the mountain range. Ooh, speaking of mountain range... Oh, nice. There we go. That actually would be better than this. Remember, like I was saying, it's not the end of the world if you have to build a builder before your holy site in your second city, and this will be a +3 holy site as soon as we chop that forest out. So I definitely like the looks of that. Meanwhile, now let's head down here, because we might be able to get another city in somewhere in here, depending on how close there is and the room between Valletta. Like, if we could ideally get another city down here, and like, I don't know how big the continent is, but if settling this city here creates a wall between Valletta, if we can quickly settle another city somewhere in this region, we can basically, what we'll do is we just won't give open borders to Teddy. Like, we'll pay for open borders with him so we can go through his territory, but we'll keep him locked out of ours, and that way we'll keep him locked out of whatever is over this way. Like, depending, we'll see if there's a lot of territory that's worth us doing that. Otherwise, it is better to open borders with him so that your relationship grows that much more faster. But time will tell. Let's get going here. Yeah, we already knew that. All right, and so what we want to watch out for is when they get early empire, like when they do, they will close their borders. So we want to watch out for that, because the turn they close their borders, we want to pay them to open them, and that will start helping improve your relationship with them as well. It's very important to do on Deity if you're not looking to get in a war, which we are trying to play a peaceful science game here.
I don't believe in astrology. I'm a Sagittarius.
Okay, so we got astrology. Now let's take a look around. We are definitely going to go towards mining next, because we are going to need to chop this. And then we have stone and whatnot too. Unfortunately, we drew the short end of the stick here. It would be super nice to get frickin' the pyramids with this. Like, if you have a map where you have a nice desert and you can get a pyramid, it is so powerful to have the extra builder charge on all your builders throughout this, because you're going to see we go batshit crazy with builders here using this strategy, and the pyramids are crazy good if you can get them. But, obviously, it doesn't look like it's in the cards, considering this is our fucking desert to work with. If that was a flat tile, I would beeline this city so fucking hard. But anyway, unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's in the cards for us, so we'll have to settle for the Oracle, which, is decent anyway. Ideally, in a perfect world, we'd be getting the pyramids and the Oracle, but, you can't always have your cake and eat it too, right? All right, so astrology is taken care of, so let's immediately go into mining. And then I think what we're going to do is prioritize going for irrigation, because like although we'll get this die for settling on it, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm looking around, and the only thing, like the only luxuries I see are mining luxuries, which we already have, or irrigation ones. So that I want to move towards pottery anyways, and we have plenty of tiles to choose from here in order to get the boost towards irrigation. You have to build a farm on a resource, so we either have to improve the wheat or we have to improve a rice tile in order to get the eureka for education. Ooh, I wish for irrigation. Okay, in the meantime though, we've unlocked our holy site, so we are going to go ahead and plot that down now. That locks the production cost of the holy site in. However, we are going to get our settler out first, and then we will work on the holy site after that. It's way more important to get your next city out as quickly as possible. All right, so it looks like that other scout effed off somewhere. So what we're going to do is come here, and we're going to target this one, because now no matter where he goes, we can hit him, because remember, we have that promotion already where we can move on hills as if it's not there. So we can attack here or there without an issue. And even if he somehow got to here, we could still bop him, I'm pretty sure. So let's check the coastline out here. Alright, so it doesn't look like there's much room at all, but we might be able to tuck a city in here. It looks like there's another mountain, or no, that's a Plains Hills. It looked like a mountain to me, like this right here. Unless that's another mountain starting, I don't know. Unless I'm just imagining things. It's hard to tell sometimes in the fog of war. Alright, so yeah, we want to keep looking down here and see if we can tuck another city in. So I guess we'll follow the river, and then we'll cross over the following turn. Yeah, no, there's no way. I was like, can we get another city in here? There's no way that we will get here before they get there. So I'm not even gonna get discouraged. I'm just gonna accept the fact that it's not gonna happen. And like I said, we'll head to the east here and see what's around, and hopefully we can cut them off. Unless like there's nothing over here to cut off, then yeah. Oh, I forgot. I just looked at that. I'm like, holy shit, they're in a war already. But I forgot that normally, once you get early empire, city-states cannot go in your territory. However, before you get early empire, even city-states can go through your border. So that just made me look twice. I thought they were in a war for a second. So we'll go ahead and cross the river here, because I mean, we could go here, but then we'd have to wait and then cross again. So we'll just get it over with now and then kind of circle around. Here, let's go. Ooh, okay, so that's where that second barbarian scout came from. Now, so this scout is this barbarian camp scout, because the other scout, the one that we attacked to get our promotion from the first scout, was the one that came from this direction here. So there's probably a barbarian camp in here that we'll find with this guy. But it's just good to keep track if you can, because that way scouts will not attack your settlers or your builders if their barbarian camp still exists. But once it's wiped out, they go batshit crazy and will attack anything that they see. But anyways, in the meantime, let's go ahead and pop this guy like we thought, or like we planned on. That got us our +8 experience. So one more attack with the scout, and we will be promoted as well. So now this scout is, again, we got him pinned. No matter where he goes, we can hit him. If he goes to the marsh or if he goes back that way, we'll get him. So that is going to be good. And as far as this, let's start dealing with them now. There's no rush, because we have Mohendero blocked off. Like they can't get to it, obviously, unless they can come through here. So maybe what we want to do is we'll hit this scout one more time, and then we'll take the promotion with our scout, but then probably get him to come back up here to help block off so that Mohendaro doesn't come through here and beat us to the camp, because we're attacking over a river where we are. In a perfect world, I'd like to go around here and attack them from this side, but then Mohendaro would probably get to them, and I'd rather get the 2 experience and the bit of gold from that. Alright, so meanwhile, we are on this side of the river. I guess let's try and find that Barbarian camp. Ooh. Well, we didn't find the Barbarian camp, but we did find a goodie hut, so I'll take it. Alright, we got 2 turns on foreign trade. Again, I want to beeline, like, normally I would switch out a foreign trade if we hadn't discovered it yet, and I would start working on craftsmanship, but I don't care that we're wasting culture, because we have such a boost between getting the +2 culture from Mohendaro and then the extra culture from our natural wonder there. I just completely want to beeline for early empire so that we can take advantage of the colonization policy card, and I'm hoping, normally I try to get 3 cities before the before our classical era starts, so like our capital and then 2 more cities. That's like the goal I set for myself, but I think the way things are looking here, that we'll be able, because of this huge culture boost that we've got, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to sneak a 4th city in before the classical era. So fingers crossed. All right. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and we'll bomb this scout again, which will give us our promotion, and then we'll head back towards yonder to help out our warrior here. Meanwhile, we'll heal up there, and fingers crossed. A scout. Well, hey, better than nothing, right? Better than a kick in the nuts. All right, well, that actually is, it's pretty good. I'm not even gonna lie, because now we can get Alpine training here for this one, and then we can come up. Oh wait, yeah, it'll be faster to go that way. Or wait, will it? Or no, because we have Alpine training. Yeah, see, that would be faster going through there without Alpine training, but because we have Alpine training, it would be faster to just move to there and then cross the river the next turn, and then we should be able to reach from here to there, because we could go over the hills, no problem. Alright, so yeah, because getting this extra scout frees us up to actually take the promotion with this guy and then send him down this way and follow the coastline, and then now we can move this guy and come in closer towards the states and see exactly what's on this side of Valletta. Alright, so there's definitely some nice spots in here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we can look for a city somewhere around here. Again, we don't have to worry about fresh water at all. I'm just looking for, in case there was a city-state here, sometimes you'll see red tiles, or, well, a civilization too, for that matter. Sometimes you'll see red tiles before you see their borders, and it's a good indication that somebody's over there, so that's why I'm checking with the settler lens. But let's keep going. Next turn. Ooh. Alright, well, at least it was just a moderate flood, so it fertilized the tiles. But did it ruin... Yeah, that's not bad, but... Oh, we're going to want to get a dam as quickly as possible. Alright, so this is the scout that's promoted. So let's go here. Ooh, nice. Goodie hut. And so again, we're taking the ranger promotion. So this scout is going to be like a Super Saiyan scout like that guy. Sorry, yes, I'm a nerd. I've watched Dragon Ball Z before. In the meantime, like I said, we'll go here and we'll cross the river next turn. Oh, baby. Oh, my God. Okay, and this is so perfect because it doesn't fucking matter that... Oh, this is so awesome. Okay, it doesn't matter at all that if there's water over here or not, okay, I'm pinning this in right now. Worst case scenario, we are fucking settling here like ASAP. I don't even... Do I care about this city? Yeah, I do care about that city. Okay, so this is our first city, and this is our second city. Oh, baby, yeah, because worst case scenario, like, we might find a better location here that's closer to the desert tile itself, but worst case scenario, we can reach that. Oh, fuck yeah. Pyramids. Sorry, I'm getting excited here, frickin'. Oh, I can't wait to see what's over here.
Every nation lives by exchanging.
Okay, so now, like we said, we're going to switch out of God King. Because we're going for early empire and we're hard researching it. So if you take a look here, right, we're going into early empire. It's going to be a minimum, well, not a minimum, a maximum of 14 turns before we get this. Like, we will get it a little bit sooner because, like, our culture will increase. However, it's still a big time investment, so I don't want to be stuck with this God King, right? Because now our settlers coming out in 3 turns, and then we're going to be building our holy site. That'll come up fairly fast. So yeah, that is why we're going to switch out of God King now and replace it with urban planning, which will actually help us get that settler out quicker, and then also help us get the holy site quicker afterwards. However, we're definitely going to keep... I suppose technically I could... Hold on. Did that other scout get upgraded? Okay, promoted. Yeah, I want to get all 3 triple promoted. I want to get this scout his promotion, so I'll leave. I'm not that worried about frickin' one gold and 1 faith per turn right now. We'll put in urban planning, and I'm gonna leave survey in because I think in the long run, like, we're gonna easily be able to promote this scout right here by bashing him into the barbarian camp, and then we'll have 3 scouts that can just fucking zoom across the map. So it's gonna make it really easy for us to get a golden age here, and then really easy for us to get a golden age in the next stage as well, because we'll just be able to cover so much of the map so quickly that we should be able to find, basically, I think we'll be the first civilization that should meet everybody, because we are on a Pangaea map, remember? So we'll be able to get to everybody that much quicker. So I'm pretty sure we'll get to everybody before anybody else does. So then you get +5, or is it more for being the world's first to know everybody? I know. Oh yeah, no, it is +5 because it's only +3 if you're not the first. So we should be able to get 5 era score just for that. Not to mention finding random goodie huts and stuff that are like in way out of the way locations that nobody else has gotten to. Yeah, sorry, like I said, I'm getting excited. This is freaking going well for us. It's a nice start so far. All right, so let's go ahead and cross the river like we talked about, and we'll definitely be able to hit up the spearmen next turn. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and see what our goodie hut. Oh, baby. Nice. All right, so we got a builder now. This is getting stupid good. All right, so remember, we want to get that. We want to get the boost for irrigation. So as much, right? Because there's no rice around this one. Yeah, there's no rice around this one that's immediately close to it. And I'm not gonna buy 2 tiles or wait to buy 2 tiles this early in the game. So what we'll do is we'll come here and we'll build a farm on that in order to get the boost for irrigation. And then we will pop over here to the stone, and then it should work out that the next turn we can build a quarry, and then we'll build a mine here, and that'll help out our production a lot. But then the quarry will also give us the boost to masonry, which we are definitely beelining now. So from mining, we're going straight to masonry because frickin' we want the fucking pyramids. Oh man. Okay, so let's see what we can... Oh. Alright, well that's anticlimactic in one way, but Yeah, because we can't get over here because of Valletta. Okay, so yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll either I think we're going to settle here because I'd rather settle on the dies. But we might settle right here too. We'll put that in there for now. We'll figure that out with that scout that's up here. And with this one, let's just keep headed. We'll go back inland towards the states there and see what's around there while this guy follows the coast after we deal with this barbarian. I don't know where that camp is, though. Like, we should have come across the camp, you'd think, but maybe we'll find it when we get to these tiles here. Alright, so... yeah, you're going across there now. Good to go. So again, we've got our promotion with the scout, so we don't need to kill this scout. However, we also have not killed 3 barbarian units yet, and we want to get the boost towards bronze working, is to kill 3 barbarians. So that is why I'm going to actually hit the scout. Even though it's not worth it for the experience, the kill itself was worth it. Because now, when we clear this barbarian camp right here, we will get the boost to not only military tact or military training. When is it? I was getting confused. Military tradition, that's what it is. Yeah, military training's the next one. But, so we'll get the military tradition, and then we'll also get the boost towards bronze working at the same time. So that is that. And now this here should give him, or no, he needs to attack twice to get the promotion. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to bop them once with our warrior, take down their health, and I hit them with the warrior first, so that this way our scout takes less damage, and then hopefully we can attack them again next turn. However, I'll probably let them heal once and then attack, because again, we don't need to kill them with the scout to get the experience. We just need to hit them. So I don't care if we like heal up for a turn or two and the spearman goes back up. That's fine. As long as we hit them once, we can finish them with the warrior and we'll still get the best of both worlds, right? In fact, that would probably be best if we did get to hit with the scout again and then hit with the warrior, because then I think the warrior would actually level up too. So yeah. In the meantime, let's just keep exploring here. Let's see, maybe there's pet. I was gonna say maybe there's just my bubble burst right away. 1, 2, 3. No, not even close, because there's a reef here. So this could be a possible campus for somebody. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we could 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we could actually fit a city right here. So we could fit a city right here, and we will fit a city right here. It obviously isn't going to be a frickin' Petra city. However, it'll be worth it just to build the city for the campus alone, because we'll be able to chop the campus out and get it up fairly early. But again, this will be an afterthought. Like, it's not a priority at all. This one, at least, it gets us dies up online, and like, look at all of the chops that we have. So this is a much higher priority for us. And then now we definitely won't be settling here, because that's 1, 2. Oh wait, we could settle here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I thought that was 3 away. But we might consider settling there too. We'll figure that out once this scout gets off his ass. Okay, so the Great Bath is gone. See, no where the fuck is that like, the barbarians came from this way. Unless the camp was cleared already, it could be, but I mean, only Valletta's over here. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, let's go.
I have filled a water bag from my people and gone to the desert.
Nice. Did we get a first meet?
While the wolf howled.
No, but we got a goodie hut. Alright, cool. So that's actually a nice little wonder. Because it's a 4-tile wonder. So like, think about it. If we can get holy sites in here, we can definitely work. Oh, never mind. I didn't realize Hong Kong was right there. So never mind. We might, if we're lucky, we might be able to squeeze another city in here and get a good holy site next to it. But we won't be able to really take advantage of it because we could get a city in here, but we most likely won't be able to get another one. Well, actually, you never know. We could get lucky. Alright, so here we are going to heal up for 1 turn, and you're going to heal up for 1 turn.
Who deserves more credit than the white?
Alright, we got mining. So let's go ahead and bump them. We got our promotion, and now, nice. And we got a promotion there too, so we got military. Oh, I thought that was our 3rd one. I guess we didn't. Oh yeah, we didn't kill that first scout. It was like at a little cunt hair of health left, and it ran away. All right, so be it. So that means we need to hunt 1 more barbarian, and then we'll have our bonus. I got ahead of myself. So meanwhile, we're gonna go into holy site, and again, we're putting them on production focused here. But in the meantime, now that we do have mining, we can go ahead and get this quarry up. And then we can go ahead and get that mine up next, and that will really help them out too once they get the population up. So let's go to our first city here. Oh, okay, that's where they came from. Ooh, that's nasty. That is nasty. That is a nasty, nasty barbarian camp. The reason being is they're here isolated. I guarantee you, we haven't seen, like, because this is the barbarian camp that the first scout came from, like the very first scout, the one we saw from over here. So he's seen us and has already gone away like a long time ago. Because that was the one that we damaged but didn't kill. That was the one we got the first promotion on, right? And so he's already definitely been back there. And we haven't seen any army units come across, like any warriors or slingers or anything. So I guarantee you, this freaking barbarian camp has been shitting out quadremes. And like, it's going to be, we're going to have to wait till archers to take this barbarian camp out. Like, I almost guarantee you it, like, ooh, nice. Because these 2 tiles are going to be death traps. Like, I swear we'll see quadremes or something in not too long. But they went ahead and got there. So we can scoot ahead here and see what we're working with. Ooh, the Americans are there. Hopefully they don't beat us to the punch. But I think they probably will. Meanwhile, here... You know what? It wouldn't really be that good, however, it fit a city in here. We could get this would be a +4 holy site because of the 2 tiles of the natural wonder, and then we could plan to do a little mini Petra if we get crate, or no, because we won't have the chops for it, so that won't work out. So that's fine. We'll get a +4. A +4 holy site is worth settling a city for anyway in the early game in order to get that faith. Like, it's obviously not going to be one that we rush. However, 1, 2, 3, 4. We could probably settle one here. If we get there before the States, we could get another another city in there and pack another +4 holy site there. Again, not all of your cities have to be rock stars. That's something that you have to get in the habit of understanding. You prioritize settling your rock star cities first, but then it's a-okay to backfill with shitty cities that are only going to get you 1 or 2 districts. As long as you get your key districts that are going to help you win the game faster, it's definitely worth the investment of time. And just, again, always prioritize settling your best cities fastest, because they're going to grow the fastest and give you the fastest return on your investment, basically. All right, so we're headed towards masonry. We got that boosted now. Let's go ahead and we'll get that mine going next turn, which will also give us the inspiration to the craftsmanship civic. So we'll have an easier way. Okay, nice. So in case you don't know, anytime a civilization like an AI gives you this little message for killing barbarians, it means that they have his hidden agenda here. Oops. His hidden agenda here that we can't see is barbarian related, so it will improve our relationship. This +6 for unknown reason is because we just killed that barbarian camp. So we'll get a +6 if we kill it, but then as soon as another barbarian camp spawns that's right by our civilization, we'll lose that +6. Like, it won't go negative, it will just disappear. But then if we take our time and we don't kill that barbarian camp near us, then it will actually turn to negative and it'll be a -6 instead. So we got to be fairly cognizant of that, because I would very much like to declare friendship with Teddy. Yeah, see, I knew we wouldn't get there, but we're still okay here. It's only -8 loyalty pressure, and so we'll put our first governor in there temporarily, and then we won't have any loyalty problems. And then once the population grows a bit here, it won't matter anyway, especially once we get our third city in down here. They'll help each other out, and also our population in Athens will go back up too once, and that should help. All right, okay, barbarian camp way over there. That won't trigger him, I don't think. Yeah, we got our promotion on our... Yeah, okay, so we're gonna switch spots, because the scout will take his promotion here and then cross the river next turn. So we got ranger, and then here we will do the same thing, and we're gonna take our promotion battle cry. And so I always suggest, if you're gonna be playing a domination game, I always suggest promoting them to whatever the hell it's called, the one where you get +10 combat strength against ranged units. I suggest you do that one first, because it helps them survive against archers and slingers and stuff. However, we're just going to be killing barbarians, so I definitely think Warcry is the better option for the first promotion. But anyways, yeah, like we said, we're not going to be able to deal with that until we get archers, so let's go see what this Goody Hut has in store for us. Oh, that is a little bit anticlimactic. It gave us the inspiration towards state workforce, which is, if you didn't know, all it is build any district. So we would have got that in 5 turns. However, at least we got some era score, I guess, so that's something. And for some reason, the Americans didn't scoot past us there, so let's grab this Goody Hut. Oh, nice. All right, so that's really nice for us. So if you don't know... So that's going to give us 4 faith per turn instantly, which is great, don't get me wrong. We're going to enjoy it and we're going to build it up. But then in the early game, AIs will pay you, well, all game I should say, AIs will pay you up the ass. But because we're not going for a tourism game, like you can see that gives you 8 tourism right away, which is great if you're playing culture. However, we're playing science, so I don't give a fuck about tourism, and it's only giving us 4 faith. So that 4 faith is huge right now, but you know what, in 50 turns or 20 turns, 4 faith isn't going to be that big of a deal, right? So once you get to the point where your faith income from your holy sites and everything is high enough in itself, you can sell that to the AI and they will, they'll definitely give you tons and tons of cash, and then you can use that cash to better propel you forward faster, right? So that is actually a very, very nice pickup. Yeah. So we should be getting our... You know what? I'm going to risk it. We're going to go this way. Because we got that now, so plus 4 faith from that. We only need to get to 25 in order to get our... oh my god, brain fart. we only need to get to 25 in order to get our Pantheon, which is going to give us that settler. And we're in 3 turns here. We're also going to have another +4, which won't matter, obviously, because it's only going to take us 3 turns in order to cross the 25 mark. So we should have that settler coming in 3 turns, and we'll send him there. All right, because I'm much more. I would rather risk losing this city and get the pyramids, and then have to settle a city in here or something like that. Like worst case scenario, than get this city and lose out on the pyramids. Like the pyramids, like it is so crucial that we get that up online. Like, oh my god, like I'm so excited that we found that little freaking shitty desert over there. All right, so let's cross the river there. Meanwhile, you can scoot over there, and we'll come in here, and then we'll just wait for a barbarian camp to spawn, because there's no point in even going down there as far as I'm concerned until we have archery tech. Okay, so there's craftsmanship like we talked about. Oh, there's a storm here. Okay. All right. Meanwhile, let's go away from the Americans. So let's just freaking zoom down here. Hong Kong is also a really, really nice city-state to have in the game when you're going for a science victory, because if you don't know, their suzerain bonus is it gives you plus 20% production towards city projects, and all of our space race projects are city projects. So Hong Kong gives you plus 20% towards leaving the game faster. So we'll definitely want to become suzerain of them eventually, but I don't give a shit about them until late game. Like, you can worry about that once you starting your space. Basically, get to rocketry and then prioritize becoming their suzerain, because it doesn't matter before then. Like, before then, they're basically a dumpster fire as far as I'm concerned. All right. Yeah, I guess we'll come in now, because there's not much of a coastline to explore. Like, this will be the last of it. We'll explore this. We'll keep this guy coming down the coast, and now we'll send this one into the interior and go see what's over there. And then this guy will come, and we'll follow the coastline up here to the north. And then, like I said, you're going to be able to cover a lot of territory really quickly, since we have 3 scouts now, not 2, and they're all essentially double promoted already. Okay, so we're at 16 of 25, so we have 9 to go. We're gonna have 3 from our holy site, so we really only need 6 more to go. We're gonna get 2 from Mohendero once we send them that trade route, so that's only 4 we need. Yeah, because we're not settling that city until later, so that's fine. So we'll save that era score for the classical age. That'll help us get the golden age in the medieval era. And yeah, this is our only priority right now. Alright, so since we already know where the coast is up here, I'm just kind of head over this way and then see what we can see. Meanwhile here, oh, you know what, I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever. Alright. I was leery because I swear there's, like, I'm just expecting a huge fleet of barbarian ships here. But meanwhile, we're just gonna sit here and it'll be fine. Famous last words. We'll head in there even though we're injured. I was thinking about letting him heal up. Okay, well that was a nice move instead of moving here. Worked out well for us. Beak of the Devil. Oh, nice. Just in time for our barbarian to cross the river. We got some barbarians to play, some more barbarians to play with. So let's go ahead here. We're going to go ahead and grab... Oh, you know what? Never mind. I was going to go with the slinger. Actually, never mind. I am going to go with the slinger. We'll go with the slinger first. Yeah. We're going to buy the slinger, and we're going to easily clear out this barbarian camp. And that way we'll be able to not only get the boost towards bronze working, but we'll be able to get the boost towards archery as well from killing a unit with the slinger. Alright, let's keep following the coastline. Ooh, nice. And yeah. Alright, so we got the Pantheon now. Fingers crossed that our settler one is available. And it is religious settlements. Okay, beautiful. So the other one I would consider is, so if, first off, if religious settlements wasn't here, it would be a bit of a letdown, to be honest. Another one to think about is Earth Goddess, because it does generate you a lot of faith. However, I build so many mines and so many districts and stuff like that that you really, like, to me, I don't get to take advantage of that very often. And so I tend to not choose it. So this would be the most powerful one in my opinion for this specific strategy. And if not, I would choose Divine Spark, unless something to consider as well would be if you really didn't have, like, remember how originally we didn't think we'd have good holy sites at all to begin with? You might want to consider going like Desert Folklore, Dance of the Aurora, that's the one that gives you the faith for Tundra, or Sacred Path here for Rainforests. However, Sacred Path is by far the worst of them because it gives you the adjacency for Rainforest tiles. However, you're going to chop the Rainforest tiles, so that's going to be a very limited time adjacency that it's going to give you. So again, I would say prioritize personally. I would say religious settlements would be my first choice, and then my second choice would be Divine Spark, because this will really add up over the course of the game, is that it's like from every campus with a library or theater square with an amphitheater. So that is definitely nice. Not to mention, it really works well with if you manage to get the Oracle, because the Oracle doubles your great profit points, or not great profit points, sorry, your great person points. And then when we have Pingala in there promoted later, he doubles it too. So it really adds up quickly. But and then obviously there's other choices if you have the right map, like, you know, +1 culture from pastures or from plantations is great in the right situations, but primarily I would even take religious settlements over those ones, even if we had good, like, see, we could go with the plantations one. Oh, or no, the pastures would be more like it, but they're not even that great. Yeah, anyways, I'm rambling. We're gonna go ahead and go with religious settlements, and that's taken care of. So now let's go ahead and get our settler to get on his way towards that city there. So I'm not sure exactly how experienced you are by any means. So if you are interested in learning more about how I'm planning out our cities and using the map tax like this, and the thought process behind like building good districts with good adjacencies, I'll put a link in the top right corner of the screen. You can go ahead and click there if you want to learn more about that. I have a short tutorial video. All my tutorials have a comment that's pinned at the top of the comment section that has timestamps in it, so you can just like jump to specific sections of the video if you don't want to watch the whole thing. But that tutorial basically covers everything about like learning how to plan cities better in order to get better adjacencies, and then it also has specific sections for each type of victory condition you're going for. So there's like if you're playing a science, this is how you should try and get your cities to look like them, and which districts you should prioritize for that. And the same thing for domination, for your first few cities that you actually settle before you start taking over other people's. I give you suggestions for doing that, etc., etc. You get it by now. So again, top right corner if you are interested. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in the video right here. So if you haven't already, please do me a favor and leave a like on the video. It really, really does go a long way towards helping a small channel like me get discovered. And obviously I need all the help I can get, but better yet, leave a comment down in the comment section too. How are you finding this series so far? Have you ever seen this? Have somebody play like this before? Did I miss out on something? Did I screw something up? I would say give me suggestions for the future. However, the game's already going to be completely 100% played by the time I upload the first video, so that doesn't technically count. But anyways, I've rambled enough for this video, so I'm going to shut up and I'll see you in the next one.